Price knows everything. Price discounts everything except acts of God. That means that if tomorrow there's going to be a tsunami or an earthquake, the market does not know that. But if tomorrow someone is going to comment on something about the US economy or the Indian economy or something, markets, there's a high possibility, there's a huge probability that the market will know that for sure. Coming to the point of God, and I know few of you in this QMT batch have earlier been a part of my earlier trainings. This will be a little repetition for you, but I love to ask this question. And I'll ask you again that if I ask you that, do you believe in God, and you have to answer in just yes or no, what will be your answer? And in this case, I expect everyone to please answer. Do you believe in God? Yes or no? That's it. That's it. Just why yes and why no. Do you not believe in God or do you believe in God? I've asked this question as they put in their answers. I've asked this question to almost each and every person that I have come across in trainings over the last 12 years. I've got some fascinating answers. Gives me a lot about the person for sure, but there's a reason why I'm asking this question in the middle of a technical analysis session. The reason why I'm asking this question is I have faced that over 60 to 70% of my answers of this question are obviously yeses, and the reason of these yeses are by default. That I've been grown up in such a condition that okay, I've been programmed in such a way since childhood that I tend to believe in God. If I follow a religion and God, then there are the festivals where we get some good food, new clothes, holidays. It's an enjoyable time. So I like this religion thing and I like this festival thing, right? Then there are the no's, around 20 to 30%, let's say 30 to 40% of the answers I've faced is no's. And those no's are, yeah, because of some childhood tragedy that the faith has gone away completely, or mainly because of the fact that I have not seen, I have not heard, I have not tasted, I have not smelled, none of my senses confirm that there is God, so there is no God, right? It is not a debate that we want to square in today whether there is or not. The point that I want to raise over here is those who say yes, and majority of us do say yes, there is this belief, and I say that there is this blind belief. We've not seen, but there is this blind belief. Why is this blind belief? Let's not go into it. But the fact is, we have that belief, or this can take the shape of something that we know as faith. Okay, that okay, there is something. It can be a male or a female, a book or a stone. It can be a bunch of energy, it can be sun, it can be the wind, it can be water, whatever it is, does not matter. It can be He-Man, it can be Pokemon. The point is, I have faith in it, right? Now what I request you to do is, those especially who are new to technicals and those who have been looking into charts, please keep this faith, not in God per se, but the fact that price knows everything, price discounts everything. Keep this faith. Do not question the price. That the quarterly results were amazing. Why are you coming down? Or let's the quarterly results were horrible. How come you're going up? How come the fact that Bank of Baroda gave the worst quarterly results ever and the stock then next day moved up 21%? And many more things. How come all the fundamentals or the economic parameters are perfect, but why is the index down 10-15% in the last 1 month or 2 months? These kind of raising doubts, I'll suggest that we should not ask those who are traders. I am making an assumption here that if you have joined the qualified market trader, you like to trade, you want to trade, means you want to participate every day, every minute in the market and create some regular passive or active income. We are not investors who's going to buy and hold for 3 to 10 years or 20 years believing in the company or the economy. That mindset is very different from a trader's mindset. Trader's mindset has to deal with price, an investor's mindset has to deal with value. An investor will do far better if he does not focus on price. A trader will do far good if he only focuses on price and nothing else. So that's why I'm telling you this is the first tenet of Dow theory, where he says price discounts everything. Essentially means that price knows everything, everything is there in the price. The way we will deal it is we will not ask why. This is something I discussed yesterday also. Not ask why. I'll tell you a very um, a fact of my life. When I started advisory under a person in Mumbai around 2005 December till 2007 March, I used to work from my living room. I had a 2 BHK flat there in Bombay. So I had one room where I had my entire setup. And in those days, market used to open little late at 9:55. And I used to get up really late and get ready for my work, which was just the next room. And I realized a fact after, let's say, 6 months of researching, working under him. I had a lot of clients down there in Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad area. So essentially, we were an advisory company and we used to give trade recommendation. Those days were that of Yahoo Messenger, right? So after around doing this for over 6 months, 8 months, I had the chance to go out of my flat and meet a friend in Andheri. And I used to stay close to Vashi. And I still remember that evening when I reached Andheri, my head was spinning because I had never seen so many people in one place for the last a year or something. And I realized how a caveman kind of person I had become. I was in my flat. I used to trade till 3:30, recommend till 3:30, go out, go for a swim or the gym or shopping or whatever, and used to come back to my flat and read and read and read. Those days were really a lot of reading I did. But then I realized I've become completely like a caveman trader. I did not have a TV. I did not apply for any kind of newspapers or anything. All that I used to focus was I was learning about the subject, I was practicing it, and the charts was my only source of information. It worked to a lot of extent in my favor, and rarely did it go against me. Because I was only focusing on the only aspect of price, I was very clear about where to enter and where to exit, irrespective of what the news or anything is, right? So it's completely cut out from the world. Am I asking you to do that? I'm asking you to do something that works for you best. Okay. Then when I hit the street and I met a lot of people shared a lot of their views with them. I have a position in Nifty. Someone told me that this, and it might come down. It got implanted in my head. I changed my rules. I exited the index and then it shot up. You understand what I'm saying? So do what suits you best. Okay. So for that, we will not ask why, we will stick to price completely. Price discounts everything except acts of God. Now, if you ask me at a logical level, as an implementable, commonsensical level, how does the market knows everything? This is so far very spiritual, Abhijit, but how does it work? It works because of the fact of insiders. Insiders are the guys who have privy to information which is not out in the street. By the time you come to know from CNBC pretty faces that this has happened in this stock or this company, that news is new or fresh to you, trust me. But that news is stale for a very small, limited number of people. And trust me, these guys know it months before you do, that this demerger is going to happen, that this split or bonus or this deal is going to happen, right? So these kind of informations are known to selected people. They know that this news is going to hit the street. And once this news is out in the street, it's going to have a big positive impact, or let's say a big negative impact. And that's why they would take positions. Because they take positions, the market moves up or down. That is when we see that the prices are behaving, the prices are trending, but there is no justification to it. We cannot find the justification, right? Let me tell you another quick story. I met a client. I was back in Calcutta, and Narendra Modi had won the election, and he was the prime minister. It was almost 3, 4 months down. The markets were pretty buoyant. The markets were doing very good. I meet an industrialist here in Calcutta, and he tells me that, Vijit, can I ask you something? I said, sure. Why is the market going up like crazy? I am an industrialist. I have over 40 years of experience. I have friends who are all businessmen and industrialists. At the ground level, I do not see any significant improvement. Then why is the market or the index shooting up so much? Right? So my answer was, sir, this happens because of expectation. You have to understand the market does not move on reality. The market moves on expectation. It does not move on the now. What is the parameters, the reality now? No, it is not going to move then. It's always forward looking. It's always expectation. So my answer was that the market's moving because the market has realized that a person has taken a seat in the prime minister's chair, and he has certain reforms in mind. He has certain plan of action and guidelines in mind. And if he sticks to his promises, and if all these reforms are being implemented and taken care of over the time, then the economy can take a better shape, a beautiful shape, a shape of positive, stable growth. And if that happens, this is my expectancy, this is my expectation. The market will take a position now, not when those, no, not when the reforms happen. No, right? So let's understand this. Like the markets are always forward looking. They are not because of what the parameters are today. They are what because of what the expected parameters are going to be in the future. At times they might meet, they can be better, they can be worse, but it's always forward looking. Sure. So this is the reason that the insiders are the ones who create this price discounts everything tenet true.